Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hold My Nugget Studios for your 2018 NFL Week 14 game highlight commentary. We start out in Lambeau Field where the pass is incomplete to Julio. Wait a minute. They said this was a completed pass? I don't understand what the hell a catch in the NFL is. He didn't control the ball to the ground. The ball squirted out like it was an incision inside of his scrotum. It wasn't kept in his possession to the ground. The Packers would challenge on the play. The referees would say it would stand as a catch. This doesn't make any sense. Did they get these referees from Foot Locker? Are they wearing the shirts for decoration? If only there was a guy who made a video about what a catch in the NFL was. We shift our cameras to America's Peninsula as Jameis Crablegs Winston takes the snap. Looking towards his right, he's got Cameron. I went to Harvard break in the end zone as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take a 7-0 lead. The Los Angeles Android Chargers in the period colored zone as Phillip Now Rivers takes the snap. He'd find Keenan and Kel Allen in the end zone as the Chargers would take a 7-0 lead. Back to the frozen tundra we go. Matty Ice takes the snap, looking over the middle. What rhymes with Idaho? Julio! As nobody's guarding Julio Jones, he'd go into the end zone as the Falcons would take a touchdown lead. We would instant transmission into a Negro vagina because it's time to go to the black hole as Doug Martin would get the handoff, go into the end zone as the Raiders would take a touchdown lead. Meanwhile, in Buffalo Wild Wings, the Buffalo Crips are now in the Sioux zone as Josh Allen would take the snap, play action fake. Remove yourself from me, number 48. He'd run his way into the end zone, fumble on the play, recover his own fumble for the Buffalo Bills touchdown. Out to the dog pound we go. Take the ball, white man, as Christian McCaffrey would go into the end zone and the Panthers would take the lead. He says, praise white Jesus.
That's how a white man runs a football.
Back to America's Peninsula we go in the Sunshine State down in Miami. James Devlin is settling into the end zone for a New England Patriot touchdown. Meanwhile, back in the dog pound, Cleveland pastry chef Baker Mayfield is cooking up a scheme as he'd hand the ball to Jarvis. Bless him then. Landry would go into the end zone to even up the score for the Browns. The Packers would enter the Kermez zone. Rosetta Stone Turkish motherfucker as Aaron Rodgers looking towards his left would find Devontae Adams activating his dreadlock powers who'd go into the end zone as the Packers would even up the score. World War II Navy Fleet Admiral Frank Gore would get the handoff and he'd scamper down the field for 36 yards as he'd carry the ball into the red zone for the Miami Dolphins. And they would waste little time looking to capitalize as Ryan, Jack, and Jill went up to Tanner Hill and they found a Kenny Stills who'd go into the end zone as the Dolphins would take the lead. Think fast, South Park son of Satan Damian would get the handoff, that's Damian Williams that is, would go into the end zone as Kansas City would strike blood first. We head out to the nation's capital in the battle between bum-ass quarterbacks. Mark Sanchez over the middle. The pass is intercepted by Curtis Riley. He's headed to McDonald's. Can I get a McPick-6? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. The Redskins about to get raped in this bitch. Touchdown Giants. I thought we were headed to Houston. What are we doing in the Batcave? Evidently Batman wants his butler to score as Alfred Blue would go into the end zone with the entire team as the Texans would strike blood first. Back to Buffalo Wild Wings we go. The Buffalo Crips in the Sioux zone. Isaiah McKenzie would get the handoff and he's running into the end zone to give the Bills a 2-possession lead. What is Saquon Barkley doing in the church? He tell Josh Norman, I baptize you in the name of the Father. I baptize you in the name of the Son. I baptize you in the name of the Holy Spirit. Get your bitch ass on the ground as he'd carry the ball for 9 yards. Snoop Dogg sure has some influence out on the NFL today because there's a ton of Crip teams as the Los Angeles Android Charger Crips find themselves in the Sioux zone as Austin Elker would go into the end zone to extend the Chargers lead. Plus Austin Elker's mother is white, so you already know what that means.
That's how a white man plays guitar.
Back to the Sunshine State we go. Tom Brady would find Julian P.E.D. Edelman in the end zone as the Patriots would regain the lead. And with this touchdown pass, Tom Brady would pass Peyton Manning for the all-time lead on touchdown passes in regular season and playoff combined. He would also pass Brett Favre for third all-time in touchdown passes. In Arrowhead Stadium, we're talking in Old English. I do deduce that Kenneth will deliver his girlfriend to Dixon as he'd go into the end zone as the Ravens would even up the score. It doesn't matter where you play, there's no counter for the blue eyes white privilege. Take the ball, white man, as Christian McCaffrey would fight his way into the end zone for the Carolina Panthers touchdown.
That's how a white man runs a football.
We would turn our cameras to the state of the sun, trusting the power of the dreadlocks. It will aid you on your run. First dreadlock 7 versus 22. As Brandon Bolden would activate his dreadlock powers, run into the end zone as the Dolphins would regain their lead. Back to the melanated vagina we go as we enter the black hole once again, and Stephen Ridley would fight his way into the end zone as the Pittsburgh Steelers would score their first touchdown on the day. They would miss the extra point. Jesus Christ, look at all those Steelers fans. We head back out to the land of the homosexuals as who the hell is Nick Mullins takes the snap, looking over the middle. The Broncos defense is somewhere in McDonald's because they looking like a bunch of McGriddles because there's no answer for George Kittle, and he runs into the end zone for an 85-yard San Francisco 49er touchdown. Think fast, the Patriots have some dreadlocks of their own. As Tom Brady would find Cordero Patterson over the middle, who'd go into the end zone as the Patriots would take the lead. Back to the nation's capital we go. Saquon, I never skip leg day. Barkley gets the handoff, and here we go into the open field. One man to beat. Ha ha. Clinton, suck my dicks. You're not gonna catch me. As Saquon Barkley would go into the end zone for a Giants touchdown. What they doing with that condom? They're not gonna start the necrophilia, are they? 3rd and 17 from the 49-yard line. Cleveland pastry chef Baker Mayfield takes the snap, stepping towards his left, rifles the ball into the end zone. It's gonna be caught by Jarvis. Bless him then, Landry, for the Browns touchdown to even up the score. That's his 2nd touchdown on the day, I guess you can say.
It's contagious, bro. Like, it's really fucking contagious. It's contagious.
If you were playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And had an overabundance of spell cards, there's no counter for the dreadlocks as Brandon Bolden would fight his way into the end zone, activating his dreadlock powers as the Dolphins would once again regain the lead. Back to Buffalo Wild Wings we go. Josh Allen takes the snap. It's a handoff. Wait a minute. It's the Buffalo Wild Wings special. Zay Jones into the end zone, but oh, it's dropped by Josh Allen. He's asking himself, what happened to my hands? Looking like Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. What's Mark Morrison doing in here? Marlon Mack would get into the end zone for the Colts score. The Jets may have just found their fuel as Trenton would load the cannon and find his way into the end zone for a touchdown for the New York Jets. Meanwhile, in the nation's capital, bum-ass Eli, I'm the 4th best football player in my family, Manning would find Sterling, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, in the back of the end zone for the Giants score. Oh no, they're taking the Redskins' pants off. Here come the Falcons, baby. Matt Ryan takes the snap, looking towards his right. He's got a man. He plays for the other team. It's intercepted by Brashard Beal and headed to McDonald's. Can I get a McPick-6? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. The Falcons ain't shit. Touchdown Packers. Back and forth game down in Miami. Play action fake. Tom Brady connects with Gronkowski as he'd go into the end zone, and the Patriots would take the lead. It appears the Colts may have just paid their phone bill out in Houston because their 4G LTE is on point. As Luck would connect with Ebron, he'd go into the end zone for the Colts touchdown. This week on Catching Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes takes the snap, looking towards the end zone. He's got Kelce wide open for the Kansas City touchdown as they would take the lead. Do you smell that? It smells like Saquon, I never skip leg day, Barkley's nutsack, cause he's rubbing it all over the Washington Redskins. Turn your dumb ass around, haha, Clinton. Get your bitch ass on the floor, Norman. Back up, I baptized your team already for a 52-yard gain. Back to that goddamn Peninsula State. Drew Brees' Jesus takes the snap, looking towards his right. The pass is intercepted by Adarius Glanton. The Giants have now entered the period-colored zone. Bum-ass Eli, I'm the 4th best football player in my family, Manning would throw a touchdown pass, and oh no, the thrusting has began in the nation's capital because the Washington Redskins may be dead, but they're still getting fucked. Just look at those savages posing while they're raping people. Damn it, what is Snorlax doing down in Miami? It used block and the punt is blocked yet again. This is New England's 2nd block punt on the game. We remain in Florida. The Tampa Bay Bloods in the swoop zone. Jameis Crablegs Winston connects with Cameron Brate for the Buccaneers touchdown to extend their lead. The Cincinnati Zoo murdered Harambe, and the Cincinnati Bengals look to murder the Chargers defense as Jeff Driscoll would connect with John Ross to cut their deficit to 2. Out to the Negro butthole, black hole, 3rd and goal for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Big Ben would connect with Juju Smith-Schuster, submitting his his application to the 10 toes down challenge as he'd get his 10 toes in the back of the end zone for the Pittsburgh Steelers touchdown. The referees say it's incomplete, but upon further review, he got his feet down on the floor unlike a quadriplegic for the Pittsburgh Steelers touchdown. Just look at the concentration. Just look at the stupendous catch. We remain in California, but we move to the home of the homosexuals as who the hell is Nick Mullins would connect with Dante Pettis as the 49ers would take a 20-0 lead going into halftime. Down in Houston, Christopher Columbus's accountant Adam Vinatieri would line up for a 54-yard field goal just before halftime. He kicks it through the uprights, and it's good for the Colts to take a 10-point lead before halftime. Meanwhile, in the Lone Star State, Brett Maher lines up for a 62-yard field goal just before halftime to give the Cowboys the 6-0 lead. He kicks it through the uprights, and it's good. Yeah, baby, our kicker doesn't kick like no little girl. He kicks like a boy, cause we them boys. We got Dak, we got Zeke, Amari Cooper, Van Der Esch, Skip Bayless, Son Lee soon come back, Jalen Smith, Tony Romo on commentary, Troy Aikman on commentary, Jason Witten on commentary. We them boys, #1 in the NFC East. We going to the Super Bowl. And back in California, Michael Bagley would line up for a 59-yard field goal, and he'd kick it through the uprights, and it's good to give the Chargers a 5-point lead. Those kickers sure are making a lot of kicks out there. I might just have to come out of retirement. To open up the second half, we head out to Buffalo Wild Wings where Andre Roberts had too much rolls. Hey guys, anybody got a moist towelette? I think I got too much Butterfingers on his hands. He fumbles on the play. It's recovered by the Bills. Hey Jameis, I want them crab legs after the game. Hey, you better get your finger out my face. I ain't getting you no goddamn crab legs, pussy. Hey Packers fans, are you hungry? Trust in Aaron Rodgers. He's got you. As Aaron Rodgers would look towards his left, he's got Randall Korn on the cob in the end zone for a Green Bay Packers touchdown. Down in Houston where black names matter, the fake snap to Deshaun Watson, the direct snap to Lamar No Odom Miller. He'd go into the end zone as the Texans would cut their deficit to 3. Down in Tampa, if today was your last day, you'd be too busy listening to Nickelback and they forget to watch the quarterback as Taysom Hill would block the punt and the Saints would recover. Is there anything this man can't do? Boo, you whore. Who the hell's watching Mean Girls? Oh, it must be Philip Lindsay Lohan as he'd go into the end zone and score the first Broncos touchdown on the day. Down to the home of them boys, they got no answer for them birds as Alshon Jeffrey would fight his way into the end zone and the Eagles have the very first touchdown of the day. Think fast. Aaron Rodgers would hand the ball to A.A. Jones. Get your bitch ass off of me. He'd go into the end zone for A.A. touchdown as the Packers would begin the necrophilia because the Falcons may be dead, but somehow they're still getting fucked. The Redskins still participating in the Jeffrey Dahmer necrophilia challenge because they may be dead, but they're still getting fucked in the nation's capital, just being grabbed by the pussy, getting the Monica Lewinsky treatment because they're getting fucked at work. When I'm not with you, I lose my mind. Give me a sign. Drew Brees' touchdown, Zach line. As the Saints would cut their deficit to 5, they would score the 2-point conversion and cut it to 3. Down in Miami, we like the heat. Ryan, Jack, and Jill went up to Tanner Hill, and he found a Bryce. My name's not Jeffrey, don't call me your butler. In the end zone as Miami would regain the lead. The Indianapolis baby horses in the Trevoni zone. Rosetta Stone, Ukrainian motherfucker. As Andrew Lucky Charms would find Zach Pascal in the back of the end zone as the Colts would extend their lead back to 10. Meanwhile in Arizona, who the hell let Chris Brown in here? And how is he 16 again? Give me that. The pass is intercepted by the Decepticons with no leader, and Darius Slay is headed towards McDonald's. Can I get a McPick-6? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. The Cardinals ain't shit. Touchdown Lions. 4th and 2 for the Baltimore Raiders. Lamar No Odom Jackson connects with L.J. Williams, who'd go into the end zone as the Baltimore Ravens would even up the score. 3rd and 2 in Cleveland. Jarvis, bless him Dan, will get the handoff. He's rubbing his nutsack all over the Panthers defense. He turned into a rogue podiatrist and take the ankles of 2 Panthers defenders. He would race all the way inside the 5-yard line. It appears the necrophilia in Green Bay has ceased, but in the state of Idaho, nobody's stopping Julio as he'd go into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown on the day. The Browns are hungry for a victory. They want the dub. They also want some grub. So they turn to Nick Chubb, and he'd go into the end zone as the Browns would take the lead. Back to Buffalo Wild Wings we go. Sam, I look like a police officer. Darnold takes the snap, rolling towards his right. Whoopsie! Going back towards his left. He would find Robbie Anderson in the end zone as the Jets would even up the score at 20 all. It appears the Redskins have benched that queefing, butt-obsessed Mark Sanchez, and into the game comes Josh Johnson. He'd run the ball into the end zone for the Redskins touchdown. But this is much like putting a pair of glasses on a blind individual. It's not like it's gonna help. Quick question, you ever saw a goat fly? Flying goes Drew Brees' Jesus over the goal line as the Saints would take the lead. It appears the necrophilia has finally stopped out in the nation's capital because it's pretty evident that the Washington Redskins' butthole is more loose than a white slut's vagina who attended a HBCU, as Jamison Louder with Crowder would run into the end zone on 79-yard reception. But did this help the Redskins come back and win, though? Absolutely not! Back to the land of them boys. Dick takes the snap on 2nd and 5, looking towards his right. He's got Armani Exchange Cooper in the end zone as the Cowboys would once again regain the lead.
I knew that son of a bitch was a Gruden grinder. He just didn't want a Gruden grind from me, that asshole.
Back to America's Peninsula we go. Mark, fuck out of here, Adrian Peterson. Your team got raped from behind, but my team came back from behind. Ingram would run into the end zone for a 17-yard touchdown as the Saints would put the Buccaneers away. Here come the Falcons, baby.
Oh no!
I got it.
Packers ball. Someone must be engaging in coitus because once again we're in the African-American vaginal cavity. As Derek Vehicle looking towards his left, he'd connect with Lee Smith as the Raiders would take the lead. You know, Ben Roethlisberger was cleared to come back into the game early in the third quarter, but let's keep him on the sideline because a scoreless second half with your backup quarterback definitely dictates a great pace of the game. Ain't that right, Coach? Meanwhile, in Arizona, the Decepticons with no leader would put the Cardinals away as Zach Zenner would oil himself up with Lou, penetrate the whole of the Cardinals defense as the Lions would score. The Ravens in the Quizil Ragdazone, Rosetta Stone, Uzbek motherfucker, as Lamar No Odom Jackson looking towards his right. He's got John Brown in the end zone as the Ravens would take the lead. 4th and goal for the Denver Broncos. Law and Order Case Keenum takes the snap looking towards his right. He's got Deshaun Hamilton in the end zone for the Broncos touchdown. But did this help them come back and win though? Absolutely not! We head out to Dallas, but Dallas forgot about Dallas because Carson Wentz would find Dallas go dirt. That's a lot of Dallas. It's in Dallas to even up the score with Dallas. But on the very next play from scrimmage, Dick takes the snap looking towards his right. He's got Armani Exchange Cooper. He took the Eagles secondary to Best Buy. They went to the appliance section because he turned on the burners as he'd go into the end zone for a 75-yard touchdown as Dallas would regain the lead.
I don't care what he does in Dallas. Was he doing it in Oakland? If he ain't doing it in Oakland, he ain't no Gruden grinder.
Speaking of John Gruden, Big Ben would enter the game, take his team down the field, then he'd connect with Juju on that beat Smith-Schuster, who'd go into the end zone for his second touchdown on the day as the Pittsburgh Steelers would regain the lead. We're going back to Houston where black names matter. Deshaun Watson takes the snap, steps out of the pocket, looking towards the back of the end zone. He's got DeAndre Hopkins participating in the 10 toes down challenge as he'd activate his dreadlock powers and the Houston Texans would score a touchdown. But did this help them come back and win? Absolutely not! 4th and goal for the Carolina Panthers. Game on the line. Cam Newton takes the snap. Don't touch the ball, white man. Looking towards his left. The ball sails incomplete. The Browns are going to hold on to win. The Panthers lose their 5th consecutive game. Coach! Y'all were 6-2. Y'all were the 5th seed in the wild card. You should have pounced on your playoff chances, but it's just out of reach like Cam Newton falling on the ball in the Super Bowl. Under 2 minutes left to play, Derek Vehicle giving the Pittsburgh Steelers defense the Hiroshima treatment because he drops a bomb just over the middle. It's going to be caught by Roberts, and he brings the ball inside the 10. Joe Mixon treating the Chargers defense like a female while he was in college because he's going to punch the ball into the end zone for a 1-yard score. But did this help the Bengals come back and win, though? Absolutely not! 1:45 left on the clock, 2nd and goal. Carson Wentz connects with me, Darren Sproles, who'd fight his way into the end zone, and the Eagles would even up the score at 23. 4th and 9, game on the line for the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead Stadium. Patrick Mahomes rolling towards his right, pulls a Brett Favre, rifles the ball to his left. It's complete to Tyreek Hill. Holy Toledo, how'd he complete that? It's out of bounds at the 13. The Chiefs have life. Back to Buffalo Wild Wings we go. 4th and goal. Game on the line for the Jets. Sam, I look like a Lego police officer. Darnold would hand the ball to Elijah. Who the hell cares about Lizzie McGuire? He'd go into the end zone as the Jets would take the lead. 10 seconds later, 2 plays into the following drive, Josh Allen would ask the waiter at Buffalo Wild Wings for the dessert menu. I'd like some apple. Turnovers as the ball is intercepted by Tremaine Johnson at the 46-yard line. The Jets are gonna win. The Kansas City Bloods in the swoop zone. Game on the line. 4th and 3. Patrick Mahomes looking towards his right. Connects with son of Satan, Damian Williams in the end zone as the Kansas City Bloods would even up the score. His investments will never stop, cause it's
free real estate.
back would come the Ravens, but just in Houston, we have a problem. As he strip sack Lamar Jackson, the Chiefs have the ball inside the 25. Game on the line in Oakland, 4th and goal. Derek Vehicle takes the snap. He'd find Derek Carrier as the Oakland Raiders would take the lead.
Fuck yeah, my fucking Gruden grinders.
4th and 3 for the Atlanta Falcons. Matt Ryan over the middle connects with Justin Hardy. He'd go into the end zone for the Falcons touchdown, but did this help them come back and win though? Absolutely not. Woo woo, clitoris alert, woo woo, clitoris alert, woo woo woo. Following a Los Angeles Android Chargers field goal, the Cincinnati Bengals face a 5-point deficit. 3rd and 20. Jeff Driscoll would connect with his receiver, but it's not enough for a first down. They're facing a 4th and long, but they're out of timeouts. They don't know how to play football. You can't spike it or have time to set up a play as time expires. It's as if Doctor Strange was on the team and they ran into Thanos because they were out of time. This is not the way you play football. You deserve to lose, you goddamn bums. 15 seconds remain in Oakland. Big Ben takes the snap, looking towards his left, connects with James Washington. Hook and ladder. He gives the ball to Juju Smith-Schuster. He's off to the races. He'd carry the ball inside the 25-yard line. Pittsburgh has a chance. 7 seconds remain for the Miami Dolphins. Ryan, Jack, and Jill went up to Tannehill over the middle, connects with Kenny Stills. He pitches the ball to Devontae Parker. He'd find Kenyon. I only watch Degrassi because I like to see the murder of Drake. He's got a seam! One man to beat! Stop him, Gronk! Watch out for the banana! He slipped! Son of Odin, child of Arceus, we've got a miracle in the Sunshine State as the Dolphins would win the game on a miraculous touchdown! Walk-off touchdown! The Patriots lose to the Dolphins again! Just look at the play in its entirety. Ryan Tannehill would connect with Kenny Stills. He'd pitch the ball to the right. He's got Devontae Parker. Devontae Parker pitches it to the right to Kenyon Drake. Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Gronkowski is a bitch. He slipped on the floor. And Kenyon Drake goes into the end zone on the miracle touchdown.
I cannot believe it.
40-yard field goal for Pro Bowl kicker Chris Boswell to send the game to overtime. He lines up. He slipped. The ball is recovered by the Oakland Raiders. The game is over. You have got to be kidding me.
You guys are Nazis, man. You're freaking Nazis.
Yeah, baby. Those are some fucking Gruden grinders out there. Fuck you, Tomlin. You got no counter for my Gruden grinders, baby.
Here we go. I'm Luigi, number 1. Mamma mia.
Fuck. I cannot believe it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I haven't a clue what's going on here, but I'll act like I do.
Chris Boswell! You missed 11 kicks on the year! You were supposed to be a Pro Bowler, but you ain't shit! Get your bum ass off the field and put your motherfucking head back down, you goddamn bum! 3 seconds left remaining for the Chiefs. 43-yard field goal. Harrison Buckner for the win, but who led in the skirmery? Wing attack pushed it wide to the right. It's no good. They're gonna go to overtime. And in overtime, Harrison Buckner would kick a 36-yard field goal through the uprights and good to give the Chiefs a 3-point lead. He'd make up for his mistakes. Unlike Chris Boswell! Get off the field! You don't get to watch football, you damn bum! Back in Atlanta, them boys, Dick takes the snap on 3rd and 8 looking left.
Oh my God! Wow!
I'm a Wario. I'm gonna win.
The pass is ricocheted into the hands of Amari Armani Exchange Cooper. He goes into the end zone, and the Dallas Cowboys win the game in overtime.
No, 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 no.
What I tell you, baby? What I tell you? We them boys. We got Dak. We got Zeke. Tony Romo on commentary. We throwing up the X, although we don't got death. Jalen Smith. Son Lee soon come back. Jason Witten on commentary. Troy Hickman on commentary. Jerry Jones. Michael Irvin, the analyst. We them boys. Number 1 in our division. 8-5. Only 3 more wins to go. 11-5. We gonna win every game in the playoffs. Then we go to the Super Bowl. 6 rings. 6 rings. Skip rings. You tell them, Skip Bayless.
How about them
Cowboys!
4th and 22, last chance for the Ravens. RG3 in for the injured Lamar Jackson. He throws up a prayer, but the pass is broken up by Kendall Fuller. There's no flags on the field. The Kansas City Chiefs hold on to win for the Baltimore Ravens. Panthers, Texans, Patriots, Redskins, Buccaneers, Falcons, Bills, Bengals, Broncos, Eagles, Steelers, and Cardinals. Take out your Metro cards and get aboard the L train. But for the Jags, Bills, Jets, and Cardinals, you go somewhere different. For your sins of having an unsuccessful season, for your ineptitude of playing the game of football, consider your names written down in the death note, because your dreams of getting a postseason berth, your dreams of possibly wanting to hoist the Lombardi Trophy, your dreams of extending your season past January 1st has been absolutely deleted. You know, originally I wasn't going to include this clip in the commentary, but upon watching the review about 67 times, I simply could not resist myself. Butterfingers! The Cowboys fumbled on the play. It's recovered by the Eagle. I mean, they hopped on the ball faster than Michael Sam in more ways than one. Might I add, if you look at the replay, there were more green on the ball than there's green dollar bills in the bank. This simply didn't make any sense that the referees went and ruled it a fumble afterwards, but said there was no footage of a clear recovery. It doesn't make any sense. Just look at the location of the ball in between his legs like it was part of his scrotum. How are you gonna tell me the Eagles didn't recover this ball? They came out with it, but you're telling me there wasn't conclusive evidence to say that the Eagles recovered the ball? This doesn't make any sense. I'm not understanding what's going on. If I was an Eagle fan, I'd be extremely upset. But for all intents and purposes, this did happen 6 seconds into the game, so you did have 59 minutes and 54 seconds to possibly turn this around and win the game. But did that help you come back and win? Or I should say, did that help you actually win the game? Absolutely not.
Eagles beanie. Taste these motherfucking balls, bitch. You like that? You like that, don't you? Taste all these motherfucking balls. Taste them. Taste them, bitch. Taste all these motherfucking nuts. You know what I mean? Little Eagles beanie. Taste all that motherfucker. You see that ass right there, my nigga? You see that ass? You see that ass, don't you? Fuck that shit.
Yeah, baby, we got Eagles fans wiping their ass with their merchandise, cause we got Dak, we got Zeke. That was very disturbing to look at, but it don't matter, cause we them boys, we going to the Super Bowl. Why aren't you following me? Why haven't you subscribed already? You don't hear this shit? I'm hilarious.
What the hell wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with it?
So what's on?
Big dummy! Nancy! Hold my nuggets. Suck my dick!